I'm Genevieve Bargello.
And I'm Eileen Wurst.
And this is CFB News.
Today, it was reported that the director of Clatfartburg Community College has yet again broken his hip. Looking at the scene, it appears that a group project from the class of Slipperology created a wall of banana peels that the director, while carrying a stack of books, accidentally slipped on. When asked for comment on how he felt from the hospital bed, he said, "Ouch." When I followed up for more, he had been passed out. But according to his doctors that accidentally broke HIPAA laws, they did say that he will make a full recovery since his hip is already made of metal. Slipperology will continue as a class, though, despite all of these allegations and issues, as it is a classic part of the college, and it is fully funded, and it will not be going anywhere no matter what happens. As somebody who also took the Slipperology class, I can say it is worth it despite all of the victims.
Speaking of Clatfartburg Community College, the Jingles and Slogans class is presenting their end-of-semester jingle showcase. This year, there are 6 unauthorized jingles for A Hunch for Lunch and 1 for Oscar Mayer Wiener. Get down to the Sue Ann Interflew Memorial Theater to view the performances.
Thank you so much, Genevieve. And with that, this was CFB
News. Killer. I'm trying a new flavor to begin the episode. Hitler.
Hello.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Now Entering Clatfartburg.
The gremlins have decided to take over today.
Yes. No more Felicia and Elaine. We are here, guys.
Hi.
Don't worry. We're here. I'm sorry to have scared you. This episode, we're talking about the mall. We're talking about the mall. Because,
Where all the cool kids go.
you know, every town's got to have a mall. So we got to talk about the mall. And this was suggested by our listener, Iburi. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. I looked up her pronunciation and I could not find anything. So I made an effort. They suggested that we talk about the local Clatfartburg Shopping Mall because it would give us a peek at Clatfartburg in the 70s through the 90s, a time mysteriously unexplored so far. What vendors sit inside? How abandoned is it in the modern day? And we thought that's a great discussion. So I don't know. I've specifically thought about the 80s during creating my little
Yeah, and that
places
works for
of
mine
choice.
too.
Okay, perfect.
That works. Yeah, we're going back in time.
A little back in time, we're taking a blast to the past. We can talk about what's still open, what's still there, what's not. Looking at mine, I don't think there's any way any of mine are still there. There's absolutely no fucking way.
Well, one of mine is gonna still be there, and it's
Okay. We'll judge. We'll make a ranking of how likely we think they are to still be open.
I think a fun way to quickly start this is an anecdote from my personal life. So
Yeah.
My first job out of college, I worked in HR. I ran background checks. Honestly, probably the career that fit me best. The job wasn't it, though. But I got to look into people's dirty little secrets.
Nice.
But more importantly, the office was held in an abandoned fashion mall.
Wow.
This mall had a Barnes & Noble, and that was about it. So they were trying to rent out office spaces and stuff, and it was weird. So I, every day, would walk into an empty, vacant, ghostly mall, and the lights would be out sometimes, and I'd be creepily in the dark. And there was a children's theater that occasionally, had little summer programs. And so one day, I'm walking in the dark in the abandoned mall, and I looked to my left, and the children had made puppets, and they were all sitting out. Okay. And they're puppets, and me, not big fan. Okay.
Right.
Children trying to make a puppet, it looked like a fucking nightmare. And
Yeah.
it's just me alone. No one else is walking around me. There's not other
Yeah.
casual people. It's just me, the puppets, in the darkness. There were bats that also lived in the abandoned mall. We had cockroach issues. I mean, it was a grody
Right.
place. But for example, on the 3rd floor, which no one ever went up to this day, I don't know what's up there, but there was rumor that there was a cardboard cutout of a monkey and it just sits at the top of the escalator, and there's no explanation for it.
This is genuinely bizarre.
Yeah. And like they still had all like the store signs, but it was all closed, obviously, because the stores had left. But there's like gates everywhere. So I am used to I lived essentially. I spent my days in an abandoned mall looking at what could have been.
Wow.
You know, so it'll be nice to turn back the clock.
I think this will be fun to talk about malls in general, because I remember we were discussing this and we were like, oh, we decided what are key to have in a mall. So we decided we were each going to come up with a store, a hallway vendor, a feature piece, because like big malls, they've got like at least a fountain or something, you know, there's something going on there, and a food court place. And you were like, oh yeah, like a feature piece, like a climbing wall. And I was like, hey, what do you mean a fucking climbing wall? Yeah. And then we said, we'll table this discussion and discuss in the main episode. What did you mean by a climbing wall? Was there a mall near you that had a climbing wall in it?
Yeah, it was like one of those standalone climbing walls. I don't know if you've seen them elsewhere. I feel like they randomly pop up at like fairs sometimes.
No,
but,
yeah.
Right? So yeah, just that in the middle of the mall. And you could go do it and pay money to do it.
That's wild.
Yeah, it is weird to think back on it now. But yeah, you could just be like, I just hit limited 2. How about I go up a climbing wall? I wish I was somebody who could enjoy a climbing wall. Absolutely stressful.
No, yeah.
It just
not
panic.
a fun time. You know what I do love that's in the same genre of that, like a genre of that but better? Some places, there are like family fun centers that have like those climbing walls.
Mm-hmm.
They'll also have a little chamber that you can go in that shoots lasers across, and you have to avoid all the lasers.
Oh my
God.
Love that. That's so good.
And I've almost thought about like, how much money would I drop to do that again now? And I was like, it's not a small amount.
Not a small. You could possibly still do it. You know,
I would rent. But I don't like. I want to be able to rent a room like that for an hour and just have it between like a karaoke bar, like one of those private karaoke pods. I want a laser spy pod.
Yeah,
you know, not have to wait in line with the 8-year-olds. As a 21-year-old woman, I would like to be respected. You know,
of course, of course.
I would like to throw my cash around to get an exclusive experience. So yeah, I'm excited about this. I think it's interesting. Look, my mall experiences, I live near one mall that's basically abandoned, multiple. And then I also have had plenty of experience as someone who lives in southeastern Pennsylvania with the King of Prussia Mall, because it is a monolith. It's big fucking massive. But it's not exciting. It is like, it's not Mall of America. It's like Mall of America if it was taxes. You know what I mean?
It's just a lot of stores in one location.
It's just a lot of stores. I mean, it's gorgeous. It's pretty-ish. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like stuff closes. But like it's big. It's legit, you know?
Yeah.
It is getting the Netflix world, whatever the fuck that means. You see that Netflix announced they're just like, we're opening Netflix world, and there'll be merch and experiences from Netflix shows. And I'm like, what do you mean? What does that mean?
What the
Can
fuck?
you say that in words? Like, does that mean I'm getting chased by a Demogorgon down a hallway?
Yeah, I was like, this sounds like it's gonna, like, Hot Topic will win. You know?
Yeah, no,
I'm not gonna go get my Virgin River t-shirt. You know? Like, there's only...
Yeah.
So many.
It's not like they're going to be having merch for the shit I'm interested in, you know?
Yeah. Well, and their shit is sometimes just a lot of shit in general. So the idea that, you know, people would pay more on top of, I don't know, paying the streaming. It's a whole other rant I can't get into. But that's wild and intriguing.
Yeah, I'm curious what that looks like, because like King of Prussia it's not an entertainment mall. It's just a straight up mall.
Yeah.
You know? And there's an entertainment mall, which is a whole nother thing. You know, do we think, I think this is pretty much a straight up mall, but it's got some quirky elements. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
That's, I don't think this is this is not Mall of America, because Mall of America is a fucking theme park. That's not a mall. She's an outlier.
Things will come to it, like the Santa Claus, you know, things like that. But it is not, oh yeah, I'm going to the mall because there's this ongoing roller coaster in the middle of the fucking
right. No, yeah,
mall.
No, it's not that.
You're there to shop and hang with your friends because you just got out of school and it's time to be cool.
Exactly.
At the mall.
We've had an off-air discussion. It turns out both of us were extremely loose and free with the categories. So it's going to be a free-for-all today, guys. We're going to have fun. I want to start because I feel like he's going to set the tone for this place.
Yes.
I want to start with my feature piece. I took inspiration here from... I never experienced this, but I've heard about it. Have you ever seen the Franklin Mills Mall, Ben Franklin? If so, do a little Google for me, Elaine.
Okay.
I never got to experience this majesty. It was taken down. I don't know when. But
Is
it was
the one that
evil...
looks like a patriotic clown?
Yeah. So there was just this evil animatronic Ben Franklin head. What did it do? I'm not clear on what this thing did. I just found an article that said Franklin Mills Mall school shopping or torture chamber.
Yeah, the Reddit, I found the photo on the Reddit thread that says 7 years ago on this date, the evil animatronic Ben Franklin head was removed. Oh my God.
What moved about it? That's what I'm not clear on. That's something that interests me.
Yeah, like what's the whole story behind this?
But I did take direct inspiration from this.
Beautiful. Okay, I've got that in my head.
Mine is a little less scary, but he takes direct inspiration from it. We're talking about Leon Neon. This is very 80s. So Leon Neon, have you ever been in a mall that has like, in the areas where they all branch out in different directions, all the things branch out, you know what I mean?
Yes.
There's kind of a glass dome up at the top.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
I think Leon Neon is slapped onto one of those, and he's basically a stick figure made of neon with eyes that blink and a mouth that moves, and he announces every hour on the hour.
Oh my God.
He's just kind of like slapped on the ceiling and he's looking down, but he's like a goofy guy. He's not scary. Like I need it to be clear to you. Let me do a drawing of Leon Neon.
I can see it being cute.
Let me do this drawing. Okay. To give you the vibe.
What kind of neon colors is it like multi-neon colors or just... Oh, that's so cute. Okay.
This is what I'm picturing Leon Neon to look like.
I am going to make you do a Leon Neon voice.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's so a
just
problem with
prepare.
Leon Neon voice. This is what Leon Neon looks like.
In what world is that not scary, Felicia?
It's not. I need you to understand.
Okay, first off, the
I
sun
need you
is
to
shining
understand.
through. Leon Neon is casting a shadow. I need you to, okay? If
Okay, picture this but less scary. That's what I'm saying. It's like this, but he's friendly. He's friendly, Elaine. He's not scary. And he's like up here, like his spine is on the top of the dome, and he's kind of looking down, and he's splayed out on it.
I can't imagine. You could put a teddy bear up in the sky like that. I cannot imagine a world.
He's happy up there. That's his home.
No, you know what? Okay, wait. This is perfect because you know how people used to be like, clowns are cute.
Would it be better if I put a shirt on him?
But maybe back then everyone was like, it is cute, and nowadays people are like, it's so spooky. But at the time, you know, because like all the creepy dolls we see now, we're like, that's haunted. Back then they were like, that's cute.
Does the shirt make it better?
It looks like he's falling.
Well, he's not.
You know,
it's because I didn't draw it well.
I think I like him without a shirt. I think I like him as a full stick body. I do appreciate it.
No shirt on Leon. You pervert.
Yeah. Okay. No. There is a. No. It's like there is also a dark romance novel that has been written about Leon Neon. Neon Leon.
Well, I think what happened, the reason why Leon Neon's a lot scarier now is he doesn't light up anymore. So he's just this like grim specter, you know? But when he used to light up, he was nice and friendly.
Yeah. I mean, he would still cast a shadow based on his thing, which could be fun.
Yeah.
When it's cute and fun, and absolutely terrifying when you're closing up.
Yeah. Well, you'd be closing up at night and he'd be lit up, so it wouldn't be a problem.
Oh, okay.
He's lit up at night. He's lit up all the time. Like, he's never not lit up until they stop lighting him up.
That's fair. Okay, so the shadow shouldn't be as spooky. Okay, because I was just imagining it like this creepy stick man.
No, he stopped being lit in 2008, 2004, too early. No, yeah. Well, Leon Neon does have a voice that's a voice actor, you know? So they hired a guy to come in, and they'll have him come in like everything wants to. Like, great day here at the... Hold on, I'm getting the voice. Let's see. I think maybe this. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Clatfartburg Mall. It is 2:00. Time to get some afternoon snacks. That's what Leon Neon says. And his eyes blink. He goes like, he closes his eyes, and then his mouth moves a little bit. That's it.
Okay, that's cute.
That's it.
I can see.
He's nice and cute.
I think
the problem is here's the sinister part of Leon Neon. Is the only thing about Leon Neon is every announcement that's played throughout the mall goes through this. So if someone is like looking for their missing child, like not like in a scary way, but like
you just got separated.
Yeah. So you have like this voice actor, and then it'll cut in and be like, if your name is Violet and you're wearing a purple coat, please report to Lost and Found. Your mother is looking for you. And like Leon Neon's voice moves with it and stuff.
And the mouth is still going.
Yeah, that's the Leon Neon effect. His voice will go with whatever the announcements are. But yeah, they bring in the voice actor, which is me. No, they hired, somehow it's me.
Fiction.
Believe it or not, it's me. I'm hired for Leon Neon. And they have him do little announcements for all the events, for all the things, the big happenings going on, where it's like, happy holidays, everybody. It is 4:00, you know?
Yeah.
Just
That's
fun.
good.
I like
That is
Leon
good.
Neon. I think he's fun.
He's unique too, you know? Like
He's different.
he's different. He's different.
This is exactly what I was picturing.
That's I just can't.
Leon Neon, guys.
Leon Neon actually perfectly fits with something I made.
Oh, perfect. I love this.
And don't worry, it's the Clatfartburg Glockenspiel / Mega Cuckoo
yeah.
Clock. So Leon Neon announces the hour, makes his little speech, and then we begin. So the Glockenspiel, it's, if anyone wants to look up the Glockenspiel in Munich, it's basically like a really fancy giant cuckoo clock.
Are they in the same atrium? Like the Glockenspiel's against one wall and Leon Neon's at the top?
That'd be fucking insane.
It would be
I kind of love that. It could be on separate sides of the mall.
It would make way more sense if they were on opposite sides of the mall, so I think that's what it should be.
Yeah.
Because then it's two things. And it's like, Clatfartburg Mall, you'll always know the time here. We'll never let you forget it.
Well, it can make sense because all the fun, like, kid, bright color, like, those kind of stores can be by Leon Neon. And then all of the, like, classier, fancier stores can be by this Glockenspiel because it is kind of set up like a fake castle wall. And then all these figures come out, okay? And animatronics kind of in a way again, but you have these little figures and they just slowly dance, but they're not actually moving. They're just, on a swivel because of a cuckoo clock. But I was trying to think of like what would go on here. So these figures, they're old. This was gifted. So probably in the 80s, we're talking it's like already 40 years old. Yep. It's seen some shit. Today it's, way older. Imagine like It's a Small World.
Yeah.
The old figures, not the new ones. The old ones.
Yeah.
I did think it'd be fun if they were telling the story of Rip Van Winkle. I am charmed by that tale. And so you start with like a young man walking around. I imagine there's 3 layers. So 3 things are turning around and then there's 4 peekaboo guys that come out. And it's really a lot to pay attention to and it's really hard to focus. There are little bells playing. Little songs. I thought it'd be fun if there was one like original song and then the rest are just modern day songs, but transferred into like orchestral bells. And you can sit and watch the show and it's about 5 times, and I think they do a simple one on the hour and then maybe at like 11 a.m. and 3 o'clock, they do the whole shebang of going through Rip Van Winkle. And then occasionally, like, one of the figurines will be, like, wearing, like, I'm from Belk, like a little Belk shirt or something, like, Abercrombie and Fetch. And then people got really mad because they was, like, defacing it. But we're in the 80s, and we don't care about history. So currently we are fucking with this giant Glockenspiel. There is, like, a little pretzel vendor at the bottom, Could just be Annie Ann's. It's not actually fancy, but it's like, pretend you're in Germany. And then, there might be nicer stores like Dillard's around, but you are not, like, nothing else.
No, yeah.
Nothing else is themed. It's like, where the fuck did this come from?
There's a kind of a fixation with time in a lot of these, I'm realizing, on mine for some reason.
What does this say about the mall? This is interesting.
Well, no, what I'm saying is, are the ads of like, you ever go to other malls and go, God, I lost so much time in there. You'll never lose it here. We'll get it. This is for the busy man. We will remind you on the hour. Because I have something here which ties in perfectly to that. Which I don't know if I want to I don't want to spoil my best one. I gotta save my best one. I gotta save my baby for last. But that does, I think, lead into something else. You were talking about how they have like the product placement of the different shirts on the guys. Yes. I think there was they might have been trying to go for a little bit of an entertainment mall vibe when they were first in production. And I was thinking about how how like Disney rides are sponsored by different people. Yeah. And sometimes sponsors will pull out and they're like, fuck, we gotta figure out something to do with this shit. You know what I mean? So I think there was originally supposed to be a store that was like mostly promo / propaganda piece for a like statewide mining company. Okay. Okay. You're gonna go
I'm with you. I'm here on the fiction.
And it was canceled because number 1, the business pulled out. And number 2, there were a lot of protests because Clatfartburgians don't like the mining company.
Okay, yeah.
Just, I feel like that would make sense.
Checks,
Clatfartburg
yeah.
cares about climate change, and they did in the 80s, you know?
Yes.
But what they were left with was this inside of a store that was like just kind of built up like a cave. I don't know what their plan was. Nobody knows what their plan was, but it was built up like a cave. But then an intrepid entrepreneur came in and he said, I know what I can do with this place. Welcome to the Cave of Caps. It's a hat store where it's built like a cave.
Oh my God.
And I think I just got it, whatever the stalag variation that comes up from the ground, I just pictured a baseball hat on one of those. And that was kind of all it was. I will be transparent. I wrote down the cave of blank, and I just had to fill in the blank. Yeah. So it was more, I think I was just like, wouldn't it be fun if there was a store called the Cave of something? But I've justified it by adding all of this background so that it makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Maybe there's a pool of water, but it's a mirror and you have to look down in it to see how the hat looks on you.
Can there be like fake stuffed bears, but they're wearing the hats as well?
I was thinking more mystical cave, but I'm good with the cave. That makes more sense.
Maybe some wizard. It's like it's a wizard figure, but then wearing like a flat bill, like
yeah, like that's what I'm picturing. Yeah, like that kind of thing. It's like a mystical vibe, but it's just like, you know,
it's fantasy lids.
Yeah, but like New York Yankees hat. Yeah.
Yes.
But the products are not fantasy.
Yeah.
It is a lids inside of a fantasy cave. That's it.
Oh my gosh.
Because the original thing was supposed to be like mining is like magic, and that's what it was.
Yeah.
And it was like going to have some little interactive elements for kids and stuff like that. And but
it's really hard to talk in there because it's a cave, so it just echoes.
It's not that big. It's kind of small. I'm sorry to shut down all of your suggestions, but I have a very strong vision of the Cave of Caps. I can picture it. Do you need another illustration? I will not subject you to another illustration. But
is this first floor or second floor?
The first floor.
Nice.
I know that in my heart of hearts.
Yeah, I was like, I don't even know why I asked. It really doesn't change anything, but for me it did. And then the fact that you had the gut instinct, I think
first floor stores have a different vibe.
Yeah.
To me, the first floor stores feel more impermanent. I don't know how to describe it. The weirdos are on the first floor to me.
I feel like the second floor is intimidating. Like I'm a little scared of those shops up there sometimes. It's just like I had to go through so much to get up there. I had to go on an escalator. I hate escalators. I'm gonna let my fridge finish screaming.
Is that a noise your fridge makes?
There we go. Yeah.
That's fun.
It's cute.
That's the sound effect that happens when you put on a bad hat.
Wait. If they had like cave ambiance also going on, they can't really stop it when they turn on the lights. So it's just like dripping. Yeah,
there's that vibe, and then I don't know. I think the shop owner's really opinionated. That's about it. And he's also like the only one that works there.
That's great. Is it doing well as a business?
No,
in
it
the
closes
80s?
in about 4 years.
Yeah.
But 4 years is pretty good.
I mean, 4 years is pretty good considering the cave means nothing.
No, it's nothing. It is pure word association. It's not good.
Could he have changed it from being a cave?
Clatfartburg needs to have some mid-themed businesses. They can't all be great. This one is not good. You know, we can't all be a hunch for lunch, you know?
Yeah.
This town has high standards, you know?
Yeah, it's hard to go fight that. Well, we'll just randomly hop over to, I don't know if this is a store, if it's in the food court. It's in the in-between because it's Cal's Cobbler stand for dessert and dress shoes.
Oh.
So a shoe cobbler and peach cobbler.
Cute.
And so you can just be getting your shoes shined and then get a nice little cobbler to eat. They have cobbler in a cone. You know how like dessert, like food crazes will just be like, what if we put this in a waffle cone? What if we made it into a waffle cone and then put stuff in the waffle cone?
Yeah.
Don't worry. Cal's Cobbler is on it and they've got it. Ahead of their time.
Definitely.
Too. People are like, whoa, that's crazy. And Cobbler, it's, I guess you can walk and eat with it. It's just Cobbler's not one. When I think of, man, I want a dessert, Cobbler, I kind of forget exists. So really bold to just go out there as this is my, cobbler. And I think the thing was that as a shoe cobbler in a mall, you're probably not getting a lot of business. Like, I feel like at this point, we're not like off to our Mad Men marketing meeting and I need to make sure I have the shiny shoes to impress the boss, you know? Like, you're just like, I'm wearing my little 80s shoes and all this brand. So, yeah, I think what Cal decided was like, well, what if, okay, people keep coming in here thinking there's Cobbler. There's not. I'm going to learn how to make Cobbler. And so he turned his shoe cobbler business into also a dessert cobbler business.
Wow.
Yeah. And you can
Making
eat
it
them
work.
out of like, and the bowls come in like it's a shoe. So you're eating your cobbler out of a shoe.
Fun.
It's a fun little quirky thing, you know.
Goofy.
If you get a shoe, you can get a discount cobbler with it, you know.
Yeah.
It's nice and encouraging and enticing. It smells wild in there.
I could imagine. It would
It's
be
a
lot.
wild smell, but fun environment.
That's really fun. I like him. I like the vibes. This started off as a hallway vendor, but I think it becomes a store. It's Carrie's custom license plate and notary.
Oh, and Notary.
Yeah. But she makes it fun. She makes it fun, guys. Like,
Tell
there's
me
a little
more.
song when you get to sign the forms. You know what I mean? So it doesn't
Yeah.
feel like you're waiting for so long. And eventually it escalates to a near Build-A-Bear-like experience.
Ooh, okay.
I feel like I need to know more about notary processes. I had to go to like a weird amount of notary appointments as a kid because I was homeschooled and like, where the fuck else was I going to go?
Oh.
And shit had to be notarized. So I just remember sitting there in an uncomfortable chair.
There can be this section where you're showing your IDs.
Yeah,
You know,
show
and
your
then-
IDs, and then you do a little fashion show with the IDs.
Yes.
You do a
love
little fashion
it.
show. We rate the picture out of 10. You can put a little glasses on top of it. She's
Wait,
got
this is
little
perfect
things.
because getting a passport photo is so annoying. So what if you come here, you can get your passport photo taken there, and then you go to the Build-A-Bear like computer and you type in your name, but you're like filling out a fake birth certificate, even though it is like your real birth certificate, you'll still provide the necessary documents. But you get to like take a fun little background photo. And like the frame around it is really fun, but obviously like the passport photo itself has to have a blank little square around you. But there's a lot of fun things like further out of the frame, so you feel like you're having a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's just like letting you have control over this bureaucracy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she's got like she'll give you a little boa to put on if you need to take a photo. You know
That's
what I mean?
fun. Yeah,
If
no
you have
one
to
said you
get-
couldn't have a boa in your passport
If you have to
photo.
get your fingerprint scanned to make sure you didn't do any sex crimes, you know what I mean? She can make a
yeah.
little party about it.
Yeah.
And when it comes back clean, she's like, "Good for you!" And they throw a little party for you.
And if it doesn't come back, you just get a womp, womp, womp. Please leave the store immediately.
Right.
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe. I don't know. I feel like I don't know much. And then you can get your custom license plates printed there. And she's got
That's
lots of fun
amazing.
designs. And she makes the process very fun. And you do have to pay a premium, but it's worth it because she
That's
has
cool.
actually comfortable chairs. And she has puzzles you can do. She has activities.
Oh, amazing.
you
I
know?
love that. Yeah, I
And
can
she
so
makes
see.
the notary a community activity, which is difficult because these are normally quite sensitive documents, you know.
Yeah.
But you enjoy. You accept and enjoy.
Yeah.
You feel part of something bigger when you're at Carrie's custom license plate and notary. I'm picturing it like also if anybody had ever seen, there was this place called, there was this chain of stores called Snippets, which was trying to make hair cutting more fun for kids.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. I never went to one, but I know what you're talking
If you Google
about.
Snippets, just that's kind of the energy that I'm picturing for the license plate and notary.
That's great.
It's a lot. Also, some of the most terrifying mascots I've ever seen. What the fuck are those things? Holy shit.
Let me refresh myself.
Look at Snippets right now. It looks like Handy Manny's fucked up.
Oh. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Do you see the things that have like two legs?
Sorry, I just realized I was looking at Snippets, the Shapes book. Oh, I see now. Oh, dislike.
Yeah, what's going on with those guys?
The
You
hair
know?
dryer is a bit, it's giving Teletubbies vacuum. Yeah, the hair clips? Yeah.
Yeah, what's going on
what?
there? Why are they skin colored?
It's too JJ the Jet plane on that one.
Yeah, all of these are quite uncomfortable. But this is the vibe I'm picturing for Carrie's custom licensing and notary.
I really do love that. And I imagine that this place has survived the 80s. I would like to think that it is still thriving to this day.
All
'Cause
right,
people-
I accept that.
Notaries are still needed.
No, it's true. Maybe this is taking up multiple stores now. Now the custom license plates are in another place, you know.
She's expanded.
Separate. Yeah, she's expanded. She's
background checks can now officially happen.
She tried to open up one in Faxville. That did not go over well.
Oh.
They did not like the bold whimsy of Carrie's custom license plate and Notary. And that's the fun thing is her name is not exciting. The name is not exciting. It is odd to take ownership of a notary business. I feel like you don't normally hear like Mary
like usually
Beth
it's like
Notary.
A freelance thing on the side or something, or like you're doing something else, but to make it like,
well, every time I've been to one, it is the smallest office you've ever been in your life.
Yes.
And it is not air conditioned and it is damp, you know?
Yeah.
So just bringing it to, you know, a more upscale market.
That's so great.
Trying to make the worst times in your life a little more fun.
What a great logo. They definitely have a jingle from the Sue and Interfluve
Memorial class.
This is great. So you go and notarize your documents. But Felicia,
oh no.
You just got your 3-inch acrylic nails done. And it's hard to hold things. It's hard to do a lot of things, okay? Opening soda cans.
Yeah.
Going to the bathroom.
Yikes.
Opening doors. Typing. Honestly, even opening a car door, anything where you have to like even holding the steering wheel, it can get a bit much. And you start to, your hands start to do different things. I'm glad you're teaching me about
this because I've never experienced it. I don't think I've had my nails longer than my fingertips in years. So
I had a press-on nail phase that could easily come back. And I had these like aggressive, like so long nails that I would mostly just wear to shock my coworkers at my remote job. I would just pop those guys on the webcam. Anyway, once those are on though, life is incredibly fucking hard. And when I had a roommate, she basically became my caretaker. I was like, can you please open this can for me? I can't do anything. Can you please slice up my chicken? And so I was like, man, I wish there was a store that could somehow like what could help me? And I bring you Knife Spoon Nail. Knife Spoon Nail has acrylic nail safe finger attachments. You pop them on the top of your nails. Yeah. And it adapts things. So suddenly you can have little forks. And that way the forks get dirty, not your nails. Because things also, it gets gross under your nails. Because you can't fully clean it, you know? Like you have to actively go in there. But it's easy to have grime buildup. Like eating Doritos, good fucking luck. But no worries. Right. Now you've got the tong attachment. And they're on each individual nail. Don't worry. But it gets really intricate.
How are you controlling the tong attachment if it's on one nail, if you're not able to squeeze it?
No, that's a great question. Now that you bring it up, I wonder if like one thing's on a thumb and the other's on a pinky. And you're just kind of like using that to like
chopsticks.
Maybe. Yeah, like chopsticks.
Or like nails.
But you're not getting your nails dirty and they're not going to break off in your food.
Fair.
You know, that's another thing you want.
Fair point.
What other options did I have in here?
You're looking through the catalog.
There's so many different things you can get. I couldn't think of what to do to help wiping your ass. I'm not going to lie. A giant sponge. I don't know. But they've Knife Spoon Nail has figured it out. They started off with cutlery, but then they expanded into like, obviously nails, they have a lot of, things. There is like the baby hand option. And it's just a third hand. That by like a marionette almost, like by moving your fingers, you can control this other hand so that you can like properly hook to undo a soda can, because it is so painful trying to do that. It also hurts with a nail if you try to do it because it's fucking glued onto you.
Yeah.
It's insane. So that's a hallway vendor. I have, and they like light up. They've got, little rhinestones on them. It's a fun time. The taser one is, under lock and key. You do have to get like special permissions, but you can get little tasers on your nails, which is great if you're the mall security guard, but you also want to look fierce and be fearsome. Yeah. So, it didn't last at all.
I can imagine. Yeah. I feel like that's a very small clientele.
It turns out there was a lot of illegal stuff happening on the back end. Things weren't made from safe chemicals. Did the products actually work, Felicia? No, but they were like $20.
And I also can't imagine that. I don't think nails were as popular in the 80s. So I don't think that this was
I guess it depends. I don't
I don't know.
Yeah,
I wasn't
it would have been
alive
easier
then.
for like, hair issues. You think like 80s, you think of the hair, you
Yeah.
know? Like I'm sure the nails were still going on, but like, yeah, I mean, the way that we have like, I feel like we're in a nails renaissance over this past couple
Definitely.
of, years here.
Yeah, like I'm sure they were around, but I don't think to the prevalence and prominence
Yeah.
of today,
So you probably can find them on eBay though. Kind of
That's
like
true.
the way that like,
They feel like a very as seen on TV product. You know what I mean? They seem like something that would be on an as
Yes.
seen on TV store, but not the main product,
Yeah, for sure. So they did not stay in business that long.
Well, I have my pride and joy left.
Beautiful.
This is this is so stupid. This is my food court entry. It is Hibbachi-o. It's an Italian deli / hibachi fusion. Hibachi for the man on the go, except it's only Italian food. Hibbachi-o.
So Italian food, but like prepared on a hibachi grill?
No,
Or, yeah, wait, hit me again with this.
real showmanship. It's Hibbachi-o, Italian deli / hibachi fusion, in the sense that they do a little bit of performance art when they put your sandwich together.
Okay.
Hibachi for the man on the go. We don't have
Wow.
time to sit down and watch a whole hibachi performance.
You're hearing all the time.
Because you're hearing all the time. This is an
Oh,
urgent thing.
yes.
So what it is it's counter service sub / deli, but you get about 20 seconds of very flashy vegetable performance with it. Hibbachi-o.
I imagine it encourages people to want to get like some of the more like lettuce filled, like, a wrap.
More unique.
With
Yeah,
stuff.
because
Yeah.
the more you put on your sub, the more performance you get,
Yeah. And if you tip, do they do an extra? I think it'd be fun at, the Cold Stone
Yeah.
Creamery, they do a little song. I imagine there could be some cute things there as well.
Definitely.
I love this place. It sounds also gross potentially, but
Yes.
like, is the food good? I think that's
No,
actually something
Not
I'd
really.
love to know.
It's fine. It's about Subway quality, I would say.
Okay.
All that for Subway, And there's, I mean, the ads are just like the owner being like, we don't always have time for hibachi, so come on down to Hibbachi-o, get delighted by a little trick, and then get your treat. Happy Halloween from Hibbachi-o. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. I just was really delighted by the name Hibbachi-o. I think it's
I
really
love
fun.
Hibbachi-o. I don't know if you have it, but can we create who their mascot is or what their mascot is?
Oh yeah, I don't have one, but I'm down. What do you have any thoughts?
I mean, the obvious thing is to go for like a meatball, but I feel like we can go beyond that.
No, I'm feeling
know?
like a I'm trying to think what's their star trick. What's their really cool thing they do?
Yeah.
Because it should be something that stars in it. Maybe I'm feeling green bell pepper. I don't know why. Maybe
Well,
they
because that's used in both dishes.
Exactly.
Like both in, yeah, I love this.
Yeah.
Okay. A green bell pepper.
a green bell pepper, and they just kind of do some hibachi. I've never been to hibachi. I'm going to confess to everybody, I've never been to hibachi. I don't know what they do. I just kind of get the vibe. I know vaguely what they do, but I can't make any good references here. I'm out of my depth, folks. And I did get myself in this situation, but I am out of my depth.
Well, no, here's the great thing though. It's in a mall. They're not going to have fucking done their background work either.
Right.
So let's have this little green bell pepper holding 2 terrifying knives. And then there's other vegetables it's sliced up, which does suggest it's doing manslaughter against its
Yes.
fellow kind. So there is something a little ominous there.
That's the predator.
Yeah. And then, it's uncomfortable, but it looks great on a t-shirt.
Right.
And that's what you want.
And the guys do some hibachi tricks. You imagine that in your mind. Whatever that means to you, that's what they do.
There's a lot of scary, like, knife, like, flipping. Like, I think
Yeah.
I have been to one once. I thought I was going to die. I don't like knife tricks when I'm that close. Not going to lie.
Except it's like that, but with the sauce spreader they use on those.
And it's a bunch of 16-year-olds, so it does slip
Right.
out. I mean, anybody would slip it out, to be fair.
They take like
So-
a thing with a spoon and the sauce, and they just move the spoon around, and it's like they make little shapes with it. I don't know.
It's the messiest fucking place. It's like even walking up, you're like stepping through aiolis and stuff. And
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's just like a fucking insane, like, What? There's like permanent stains.
If it was not for the 20 seconds of flashy vegetable performance, nobody would come, so they figured it out. And it's Hibbachi-o. It's one of those things, but like people are like, the food's not good. And everyone's like, yeah, but it's Hibbachi-o. Come on, it's Hibbachi-o. Like that's the vibe. Like everybody's like, it's Hibbachi-o. We gotta go to Hibbachi-o. It's not a...
I would go to Hibbachi-o.
I would too. I think it's really funny.
It sounds like it might be a stressful ordering experience since it is so fast. You need to kind of know what you want. But once you get in the groove,
are like waiting for the next thing.
Yeah, they're like running in place.
Yeah. To keep the pace going, to encourage you.
Can they oh my God. I'm just imagining like Chick-fil-A, they have people out with iPads going ahead in the drive-thru, right? What if there's like somebody who walks, like who's like they're like on the other side ushering you to other places, like go. Like they have a little like race flag or something and they're like go, and they like have a timer or something.
Maybe.
And you're seeing how fast you can go. There's so many elements here.
They play Eye of the Tiger a lot. They do it to music.
Oh, that's really great. That's great and horrible. I imagine this place, I would love for this place to have tried to make like a brick and mortar store outside of the mall.
Yeah.
Do you think it would have survived?
No. Because just
gone and back to the mall.
You wouldn't accept this outside of a food court.
That's fair.
Everybody thought the Hibbachi-o would no longer be a quick service environment. They thought, okay, now we get to see what they do with a longer time frame. And they're like, that's not the fucking point of Hibbachi-o.
Yeah.
Hibbachi-o is here for the working man. The man who's on the go.
They have like 2 tables. And when you sit down, a 10-minute timer starts. And then once it ends, you have to go.
You gotta get out of here.
You're on the go. Hibbachi-o.
They're ejector sheets.
Yeah.
For the man on the go, it's Hibbachi-o.
And you don't want to piss off the people that are holding little baby knives and whatnot.
Exactly.
Whirling them in the air. They probably also had an incident, like an injury, probably something. But like, you can pay off anything. It's fine.
Workers' comp.
All right. Okay. So imagine this. You've gotten your Hibbachi-o, and it's the 80s, burgeoning on the 90s, A thing that used to happen is that budding musicians would tour malls.
Oh.
Hannah Montana / Miley Cyrus did this when she was starting out. Like, they would do little mall pop-ups. And in my little heart, I was like...
That's like when I saw like a big performance in a Nashville airport restaurant.
That's wild.
I was like, what the fuck's going on in there?
I can't imagine anything more annoying than like you have to go to work in an airport and you have to go through TSA to get to work.
Yeah.
So horrible. What happened? What?
I don't know. Well, it wasn't that big. It was more just, I think I was shocked to see anyone playing music live in an airport. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Post
it's unexpected.
TSA, all around all the Blake Shelton ads. You know what I mean? I saw that man's face so many times. I don't know. I think honestly I was just more shocked about that because I was like, okay, in a normal restaurant, I think even in a normal restaurant, I'm surprised when there's live music, but I am shocked to encounter it. I was not in the restaurant, but like, because you know how airport restaurants are kind of this illusion of space where they seem like they should be bigger, but they're really not that large. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because all your luggage is just like cramming into other people. Very claustrophobic.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, live music I wouldn't expect.
It's like a nice restaurant, but it's the size of a Starbucks. And there was live music in one of those. And like I saw there was like a calendar of more people coming. And I'm like, are people coming to see these people? Like, that's what I'm like, dude, you have to book a plane if it was someone you wanted to see?
Yeah.
That's all.
Well, your friends can casually see you. That's a bummer.
That's just a note.
Wild. Well, it's going to be less painful than, it'll probably have still a level of awkward because this is a tween pop star. I think this person is like older, like probably 18. But we're like catering to like 10 and below, 9 and below, 8 and below. I don't know how children work, so I apologize. But like, honestly, the old JoJo Siwa crowd, I'll say it. Okay. We're going for that crowd, that kind of vibe. So on this like little platform stage, it's got a white like cloth background with a little, do I want a unicorn? Maybe a Pegasus kind of vibe,
Okay.
It's Skylar Cloud and the Rainbows. Except it's just Skylar Cloud. The rainbow, it's just nothing.
Is this a local act or?
No, this is what I was trying to figure out. If this is a local act or if this is somebody who's going around to all the local malls kind of in like the state area.
I feel like it's more that. I don't know. That's the vibe I'm getting.
Okay, yeah. So this might be like the 4th stop of Skylar Cloud and the Rainbows mall tour. And it's been going okay. Skylar's actually doing like a decent job, I would say. She's got a lot of pep. I would like to think that things are going ethically well for her as a child star. Well, she's an adult. I mean, also, I hope things are okay.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of like dancing you can do here. The stage is by an elevator. I don't know why. I just feel like all events happen by an elevator. And so if you're trying to go up the elevator, you're just like, God, I'm part of this fucking thing. So like you're just like getting stared at, you know? So just to add to the ambiance, her hit single is Famous. Not famous, but like picture frame famous. Which is about her being so famous she's put in picture frames kind of thing. Some of the lyrics I wrote down were like, walking down the halls at my school, wishing I was back at the pool. The bullies keep saying I'm uncool. Actually, why am I reading this to you, Felicia?
Oh my God.
If you look in the media board, there might be a track that's been uploaded called Famous.
I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. I knew this shit was gonna come.
I didn't know it would happen. So I really...
Did this happen today?
It happened today. I wasn't going to. It happened. You know, I never...
Yeah.
I do this to myself.
Your turnaround time on these is shocking.
Yeah, well, based on quality, kind of not. But this one, I will say, when you start it, it immediately starts. So there's no like preamble into it. We just go.
All right. I think I have it live.
Okay.
I'm going to play.
Okay.
Walking down the halls at my school, wishing I was back at the pool. The bullies keep saying I'm uncool, but I don't care 'cause I know I'm gonna be famous. You'll see my picture everywhere. I'm gonna be famous on the cover of Vanity Fair. I'm gonna be famous in the Hall of Fame. I'm winning the game, sign big in a frame. I'm famous. Watch out on the wall, that's me. I'm famous. Yeah. Billie Eilish, Chapel Road. Watch out, world, I'm in the zone. Taylor Swift, Beyonce knows they're all famous. That's goes. And I know one day I'm gonna be famous. You'll see my picture everywhere. I'm gonna be famous on the cover of Vanity Fair. I'm gonna be famous in the Hall of Fame. I'm winning the game, sign big in the fame. I'm famous. Watch out on the wall. I'm gonna be famous on the cover of Vanity Fair. I'm gonna be famous. Watch out, that's me on your wall behind glass, and maybe I'm matted in an egg crew or eggshell frame.
Wow. So this is modern? This is happening now?
Or
is she a soothsayer? Because how is she referencing Billie Eilish and Chapel Road?
Yeah. Well, you know, it gets updated. It's one of those, I like Moulin Rouge.
Okay.
You know,
so this is the modern version.
This is like the modern
version. This feels like a very
version.
2000s track to me.
Yeah.
Like this is not the 80s. There's no way. That's no way that is a song from the 80s. But I genuinely did enjoy that.
It's just
it was quite good. It's impressive for 2 hours.
It's I'm gonna be famous.
It's gonna be stuck in my head like all the songs you write do. And then every once in a while it's gonna come to my head, and that's gonna be all I think about for 3 days. So thank you for that. I'm sure that'll be up on our Buy Me a Coffee if you guys want it.
Get stoked.
Get hyped.
We should have made an over-under how long it would take before an original song or cover happened on the podcast.
You're so true. You're so right. Yeah.
Here we are.
I know it'll come from me eventually, but there's not too many. I haven't had a voice that feels...
No. I mean, I wasn't planning. It just hits you when it hits you. Right?
It does. It always hits you when it hits you.
The time shall come. And I look
the time
forward
will come
to
for me,
it.
I'm sure.
Because your covers bring me so much joy.
Whenever the theater shit starts happening, I'm gonna be pulling some shit out. Okay. Wow.
So
yeah, she's a 2000s figure, which is interesting because I feel like that makes sense. I feel like the mall was definitely winding down at that point. Leon Neon was maybe on his last year of being lit.
You know what? She's like kind of the death of the mall. Like, and this is why she doesn't blow up, because it's just, you know, social media isn't happening at that point. The time passes once it's like she could have gone viral or something. But
I do want to say I don't think Hibbachi-o is still there. I think that closed in 94.
That's fair.
There's no way Hibbachi-o
There's
is still
just
open.
the like vacant sign of Hibbachi-o.
Yeah.
It's all these moms that are sad, but their kid like wants to go.
Well, it's
see
one
Skylar.
of those things that like people talk about, like, oh yeah, well you should just run around and scrape our knees, and you know, you go over there, maybe the knife will nick you. You know what I mean? It's Hibbachi-o, you know, like it's that kind of vibe of like, you know.
Yeah. I mean, maybe
People never let us do it like that nowadays. 80s were crazy, you know.
But yeah, so yeah, I could kind of. I mean, I guess we didn't. Is Clatfartburg Mall today kind of thriving, or are they just like on their last leg?
I feel like it is maybe the start of a reinvigoration, because that leaves the opportunity if we ever want to do a sequel of the return of the Clatfartburg Mall.
Yeah,
We're not promising, but it is a way. That's a topic we could do.
Open door. I like it. Okay, so that would make sense then that Skylar Cloud and the Rainbows would be this like kind of like my job, and how they were just renting out space to fucking get any kind of money.
Right.
They're like, yeah, sure. Come pay us for the venue. We'll sell tickets. We'll see who we can get in this vacant mall to come see. You know,
some people are having a Skylar Cloud renaissance because they're like going to a Y2K throwback. You know what I mean? So that's why the new version was re-released, and she filmed the music video for the music video for the new version was filmed in the mall.
Oh yeah.
So there we go.
On like roller skates or something. It's getting that vibe. You know, people dancing synchronized on escalators.
Still stuck in my
and
head.
stuff.
So
it's been stuck in my head ever since I wrote it, and I'm kind
2
of
hours ago. Yeah,
depressed by that.
Be.
Yeah, so it'll probably stay as well.
I think 2 hours isn't a death knell.
That's fair, actually. Yeah,
I wouldn't get depressed about that yet. It's only been 2 hours.
I'll check in with you on Tuesday. Well,
yeah, if it's then, fair. I'll agree with you then. You know.
Yeah. May we all be free. But yeah. Well, good. And then the mall and where we leave it sounds like it's got some
good
hope.
bones, potential,
which is kind of how malls are doing right now, anyway. You know.
Yeah, maybe Leon Neon will shine again. There's a pediatric doctor in one of the hallways, and
that's good. Oh, can there please be a dramatic documentary that was like, you know how documentaries, when they interview people, they have the most insane like sets sometimes.
Oh yeah,
I could totally see the Clatfartburg Mall having some good settings for this. Like,
I could see that the Glockenspiel.
Yeah, the Cave of Paps, you know.
Yeah. They rent it out for filming locations more than anything else right now. You know, that is it's got a lot of work for that, actually. Kevin Smith optioned it for one of the Mallrats movies, but it didn't happen. You know, so
so much promise.
No, but yeah, I think Leon Neon may one day shine again.
I hope so.
I hope so too. I like him.
As conflicted as I feel about Leon Neon.
I love Leon Neon with all my heart. I have no conflicting feelings about that man.
I want people to, like, it's one of those things where, like, Leon Neon gets stolen, and we got to figure out what happened to Leon Neon, you know? Like, it just seems like...
I don't know. I like him floating as a specter above there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like him there permanently. They can steal some of the bitches off the Glockenspiel. That's fine with me.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Because it's
Who
like, why?
stole the Hibbachi-o mascot?
Who stole the
Hibbachi-o mascot? That feels better. That feels like something people would want to steal. Whereas, because what the fuck
and
would
a hunch
you
for
do?
lunch
What
fucking
would you...
gets in on it.
Oh, yeah. What the fuck would you do with the fucking giant neon man? You're not going to be able to transport that. He's fucking
and it's going to be
huge.
pretty obvious where it is. That's fair. That would be an unnecessary giant heist of removing the skylight.
Yeah, it would be fucking
helicoptering him out of
He's
here.
like built in. The Hunch for Lunch has their Hibbachi-o mini season of you can get a bunch of Hibbachi-o throwback items.
That's so good. And then you try to find
potatoes.
the little green bell pepper.
Yeah. But the mascot is still unfound today. And some people thought the Hunch for Lunch special was in poor taste. But it wasn't. It was fun.
Well, that sounds like a fun trip to the mall we just had.
Yeah, it was. I had a great time. I wish I could see Leon Neon in person, but I'll only have to live in my head. So, you know.
If we reach a certain goal at Buy Me a Coffee of $50,000 plus,
I think it'd be a lot more expensive than that.
$500,000.
We will build a miniature neon that talks about the hours.
And it'll just be the producer on the podcast. You know how like they're the two hosts, but then there's just a producer randomly
There's just a guy
hopping
that they never talk about.
It's Leon Neon over there.
Hey guys,
telling us the time.
Hey guys, it's 8:10. If you we're about to hit an hour on the recording, so just keep that in mind. Happy holidays. There's a discount also at the cave of caps.
Yeah.
It's just still got all the same recordings, though. It didn't get
the
same recordings that we will recreate. No worries. It's going to be a reconstruction to be honor and faithful for the imaginary first original creation. But
Leon Neon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when it comes to the end of the episode, if you have any episode suggestions, please send us an email at clatfartburg@gmail.com. And also, if you have any headcanons or like little tiny questions you want us to answer, send them over to clatfartburg@gmail.com. I have a little, this isn't really a headcanon, but it's more of a question. And I think it's a good, very brief discussion we can have because I have an opinion about this. From the same person that sent us our episode topic, Ibery, they asked, are Bass Pro Shops legal in Clatfartburg due to its paradox of loving fish, but also having a heavy focus on hunting, stuffing, and fishing? Which is a great question. I think they're not allowed in Clatfartburg, but just because they're a brand, they're a chain store. And Clatfartburg does not like a chain. Chains are banned, but there is a lot of public about them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I imagine outside the city
council
limits.
puts a big puts them through a runaround if they try and get zoning permits. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I imagine in my head, like you enter the highway to leave Clatfartburg, and once you leave like the city limits, because all of these big chain stores that couldn't build, they're just there. It's like you got your Bass Pro Shops, you got your Hooters. I don't know why that was the second one. I thought it's because I used to live by a Bass Pro Shops. I was by a Hooters.
That's why. That would do it.
Fun. But yeah, like I just imagine it's like Commercial Alley or something that they call
basically,
it. And it's just all these guys. But yeah, I don't think. Yeah, no, good call. I don't think they would be allowed or wanted.
There's probably a small store that does handle those sorts of things, but not. I think it's more about their resistance to the chain than it is about the other thing. And it's because Clatfartburg, because these big zoning rules about like, you can't have.
Yeah. Well, then it's like, it gets tricky too with the logo. It's like, okay, it's a big bass jumping out. It's like, well, we got Crispy the talking bass. So maybe he is our Bass Pro.
Exactly.
If you will.
So it's actually kind of fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's one of the things that unites Clatfartburgians is making sure chains don't open up.
Yeah,
they're
good
just
question.
Like people are mad about it. I think it's a great question. So if you have any questions like that, you can send us an email and figure them out. We also, if you want more content, do stuff on our Buy Me a Coffee, which you can go to at clatfartburg.com. On there, we did our commentary track this month was Little Women with Timothée Chalamet, and there's going to be an episode up now that is us exploring the backstory of Sinaster. And everything that you need to know about Sinaster, all the drama about Sinaster's presence in the modern day. It's a treat. Yeah. It's quite the deep dive. We go in depth.
Yes.
Have you ever wanted to know about the silent films with Sinaster? What type of horse Sinaster is? Because that's a shock. That's a shocker, guys. We're not going to reveal it, but it's big.
There's a lot of twists and turns that happened in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you can go check that out at clatfartburg.com. Join the membership there and just, if you want to. Or you can also get the content a la carte if you really want to listen to one episode but not the rest. Which is fair enough. Don't blame you.
Well, thanks for listening. It's helping us become famous.
Yes.
I think it's time to go because we're at Hibbachi.
We gotta go. We've been recording for an hour. I don't have time for this. And for the man on the go, it's time to Hibbachi-o go. Rolled right off the tongue.
That was great.
Right.
Bye.
Bye.